All right, let's see. We've got 3 tiers completed with all 3 of the 2019 season NASCARs now. So it is decision time. But before we jump into the NASCAR races, I did something because, you know, while you're watching, I guess, playthrough videos, the last thing you want to see is probably more ads. So I went ahead and spent some real money, actually. It's like, well, I VIP'd the MP4X because that's a car that you can use to, probably the best car to level up the fastest. So if you have that car, of course, fully upgraded, you can participate in exclusive series. And basically the VIP, to get the VIP treatment on your car, what you, of course, they're divided into, not all cars cost the same amount to VIP it. So they have 3 tiers. Tier 1 is, of course, the cheapest cars. And those are $2, basically $1.99. And then the tier 2 cars, which I'd assume would somewhere in the like elite section and masters, somewhere in that region. I don't know exactly which cars are considered tier 2, or each tier has which cars. I am not sure, but based on, I'm sure it's based on the PR. But anyway, tier 2 is going to be $2.99. So, you know, VIP cost isn't too bad. And of course, back in the day when they first introduced the VIP treatment on your car, it only basically expedited the racing dollar upgrade time, so you can get them done right away. But since a few updates ago, they introduced with a VIP treatment, you get instant service as well, which is something that I thought, why don't they do that in the first place? Because I would have VIP'd my cars earlier. But anyway, nowadays I don't play nearly as much as I used to, so I haven't really seen any need for VIPing any of my cars. But well, to get rid of this pesky post-race ads, I decided to VIP MP4X, which was considered tier 3. So it was like $3.99 plus tax, I think. So it ends up being about $4 and change, which is, yeah, that's not too bad. Where you can, so here, let's take a look at my MP4X here. So VIP'd. So when you go into the service tab, usually if you haven't done this VIP treatment, you would see where the blue line at the bottom of the screen is. It tells you, of course, would you like to VIP this car? And there's a checkbox for remove wait time on upgrades and services. You cannot uncheck that, by the way. So they're always going to be instant once you paid for it. Of course, why would you want it otherwise, right? But anyway, so that's that. And then when you go to the help and about screen and the menu, at the bottom you see autoplay ads. That's where you can either opt in or opt out. Of course, if you haven't made your in-app purchase, that would be grayed out, so you are always opted in. So, of course, I paid for it, so I want to opt out. So there's that. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the NASCARs, right? So we got 3. That's all up to 3 tiers completed. And of course, in order to get through the tier 4 for that 25% completion and that precious 5 gold reward, we need to spend some gold because, as you know, cash upgrades, the racing dollar upgrades, only bring your car's PR up to 50.2. So we're 0.2 shy, and they're identical across the board, all 3 NASCARs. They cost the same, and they're all going to demand the same amount of upgrades to win And yeah, so decision time, right? So in my case, I probably will go for all three, just so I can make the videos about them. But then the question is, which one first? So I am thinking, let's go with the, oh, I don't know. Last year I got the Camaro. I should really go for Mustang, shouldn't I? Okay, you know what? Let's go for Mustang this year. I'm feeling the Mustang here. So, all right. So here we got Tier 4, and of course, only race that requires PRs that last NASCAR race. But for our purpose, we'll get the upgrades going. So, all right. This is where you're gonna have to shell out. What was it? Was it 284 gold? And well, we'll get the 8-hour racing dollar upgrade that comes afterwards as well. All right, so there's another 40 some gold here that we need to spend. And then of course we should get that 3rd tier upgrade, because 3 upgrades across the board of course get you your PR up to the required number, whatever it was, I don't remember. But I do know the 3 across the board is what you need. So we're gonna be some 284 gold poorer at the end of this video. Oh wait, I'll get 5 back, so I'll be 279 gold poorer. Which I can always gain back by running my newly VIP'd MP4X day in and day out, right? Anyway, so there we go for the brakes. And then finally tires and wheels, 138 gold. And 210,500 racing dollar upgrades, which will take some time to deliver. All right, so now we got PR of 54.7, which is with the 2nd round gold upgrades. So let's do this. 4 laps at Richmond. All right. And I know Google hasn't completely taken out the Google Plus service yet. That is to expire in April, right? Beginning of April or sometime mid-April or something like that. But in game, I thought they were going to take away the Google login button altogether, but it's still there. So obviously, I'm hoping they would allow the Google login users to still be able to use that to cloud save and have access to all the online features of the game. But I mean, so far it's looking, I haven't noticed any difference in the game, whether you're using Google Plus or Facebook or whatever, because I really don't like using the Game Center, so I have not logged into Game Center on my iPad, and it's showing up the way it always has with the Google login. So we'll see if they would somehow figure out a way of having us save this without having to rely on Facebook or the Game Center alone, but instead somehow allow the, I don't know, Gmail access or something, you know? Anywho, so Mustang is gonna be the car of choice for me, at least one I am definitely gonna go for now that I've invested all that gold. No turning back now. Actually, if you really didn't feel like it, I guess you can always do the cloud restore. Then you can kind of go back in time. But nah, I'll go for it. I'm hoping to win all 3 cars, you know, depending on how much time I am gonna able to spend winning these cars. Hopefully shorter rather than longer, but we'll see. Alright, so there's the trophy number 1 for the tier 4. Let's move on to Hunter at Monza here. And it's going to be a road course, so it's a long one. 190 yards behind Sylvia. Should be a easy target. All right, and of course, as I said before, the Mustang does have the slight, ever so slight edge on the grip side of things. So tracks other than NASCAR tracks where you can pretty much go flat out all throughout, maybe except for Richmond, that having extra grip might come in handy. As I raise my pitch of my voice there. All right. Did I brake too early on that one? I think I might have. Whoa. Okay, this is with that extra edge on the grip. NASCAR is not exactly a gripper, are they? Not on this type of track. Ah, there we go. That's more like it. Let's see, speaking of grip of cars, you guys remember that the other Mustang that we, the Shelby GT350R? That was one rear happy car. Talk about getting tailspin out of that car. It's like just about every corner you head in, it's like, oh, is that gonna spin? Alright, there you are. Say hello to our friend. Going exactly at 0 yard difference. Alright. There we go. Thousand fame points. Alright. Alright, so let's move on ahead to the race number 3, which is going to be another NASCAR, but this time with a PR requirement of 50.4, and this one's going to be at the Brickyard 3-lapper. Alright, so with the car in critical condition, I'm assuming I will have to rely at least a little bit on drafting, get some help from my opponents here. And how large was the grid? 16, it looked like. Oh, 13. It's kind of an odd number, isn't it? Alright, there we go. Drafting, and they lost me. But that's okay. Well, there we go. Getting that Nice speed boost into the first corner here. Come on, come on, give me a boost. There we go, get in the train. Oh no, I'm the one that's slowing down everybody here. Alright, time to get ahead. There you go. And we'll tailgate behind Logano here. And am I gonna lose him? Ah. Alright. I have to get some help from Hamlin? No, we're good. Alright, Ford v Ford. Alright. Mustang v Mustang. Okay. So of course, once you come out ahead, it's bringing it home, and your opponents kind of fall behind rather drastically, don't they? They almost lose will to race. They only race harder when you're behind them. Besides, that's how I feel. Alright, so let's tease them a little bit, get them to catch up. Alright, make sure we don't lose too much momentum, since that might backfire. Come on. Give me a push. There we go. Right on. Alright, so we'll be constantly returning to the 3 NASCAR tracks throughout the series with the increased lap counts. So now we're up to 3 laps at Brickyard, and towards the end we get to like 10 lapper, right? Or we might end up with a 20 lapper, depending on car. I think they have a different, maybe that's what differentiates one series from another. It's I don't know, towards the end I get a feeling that the later stages we're gonna have like 20 lapper at Richmond. I think the longest one that we get at Daytona is 12 lapper, and then the longest one that we get at the Brickyard Indianapolis is 10 lapper. So we'll find out, but for now that is good enough for 25% completion to regain those 5 precious gold coins. And don't forget about the 10,000 racing dollars. But for now, let's keep on pressing forward with this Mustang. Alright, see you in next year.